I don't buy them on launch because they're buggy pieces of crap.
Games are all garbage across the board. 4's been out for years and it's still a piece of shit.
I think I may have bought Stellaris close to launch day as well, but not actually on launch day.
Hearts of Iron?
No. I only bought Hearts of Iron when I sat in and listened to a Ahoy 4 multiplayer game that you guys were playing, and I was like, oh, maybe this isn't complete bollocks.
You have such a weird relationship with Paradox. I mean, they must be unequivocally my favorite game publisher, and I work for a game publisher. They're also a bunch of...
I'd like to buy some Paradox stock, but there's no way to do it in the US. They're like only listed on like Swedish exchanges. I don't know if they're on the Frankfurt, but I can't get that as a Yankee.
Yeah, the US laws around like stock investing for citizens, not even just like, you know, for residents, but like for me, I can't do a whole bunch of stuff with investing and banking because of nightmare. It's really weird and antiquated and like inflexible. I don't know why it exists. Even as a dual citizen, like I literally had to go, I was getting stock from my company. It was Chinese stock. And the only way for me to do it was literally to fly to the US, pretend I was still living in the US to open a brokerage account because like no European bank was willing to deal with that. It was insane. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I was looking at game companies that are publicly traded, and I don't know, a lot of them I'm just not very passionate about. So I like held my nose and I bought Activision Blizzard, thinking back of the days of 90s Blizzard. But they're just a crappy company now.
Tencent Playboy?
No, I don't know if I would buy some of those Chinese companies. They're crap.
Tencent owns everything, dude.
Tencent
You don't even know.
Tencent like collects your information on behalf of the Communist Party.
Tencent owns my company. They own Supercell. You make like all the mobile games, right? Like Clash Royale and all that. They own Epic Games. They have investments in Paradox. They have investments in, I forget a few others. It's actually, the reach of Tencent is like actually insane. Path of Exile is Tencent as well because they own Grinding Gears games.
Right. Anyway, my point was, if I would buy any, it would be Paradox, but
oh, they own Activision Blizzard too. Sorry,
and
they have a stake in Activision Blizzard, a fairly sizable stake. They have a sizable stake in Take-Two. Like it's ridiculous, it's insane. So yeah, they own 40% of Epic, 5% of Ubisoft, decent chunk of Activision Blizzard. They own us. They own Supercell. They have a relationship with Take-Two. I'm trying. It's ridiculous though. Tencent owns the world secretly.
Oh, France have actually turned it around now. They got 20,000 troops from somewhere. Oh, also they peace out with Aragon.
Anglo Spania.
Who did Aragon
Anglo.
support? Did Aragon
Sorry, say that
support England or France?
Oh, they were fighting France in an unrelated war. I think they were at war with Castile, and then when Castile got under the PU with France, then they were at war with France.
Oh, I can't annex Pomerania for another like couple of years. 2 years? 3 years? Because of
Legitimacy is just one of those things you ignore until you get the Civil War event, and then you care.
pretty much, yes. Like it's a nice benefit, but it's just
Yeah.
not important enough, and I'm like, whatever. Or if you have to disinherit someone, that's the other situation. So what's the deal with Friedrich and Albrecht the Chiles? How did that happen?
Say again?
Oh, the guy in Ansbach.
Yeah, well, also, like, why did he inherit from Frederick?
I don't really know. Does Ansbach, is that supposed to represent just like Hohenzollern, like where they're from, or I don't think they own that whole province, or did they?
They were from... No, there was something to do with Ansbach, because I remember that Brandenburg, Prussia had... They had several regiments that were raised in Ansbach, and they had like a song about the Ansbach Dragoons. The No, they're regiments of dragoons from Ansbach. So it might have been there was some family connection between the Hohenzollerns and whichever family was ruling Ansbach.
Hohenzollern. Mentioned von Hohen. Must be 157 to adopt the Renaissance.
Oof.
Don't have that kind of cash. Northern Germany.
Oh, it's a draw. France keeps their personal union over Castile.
Aragon got a little chunk of it. Got a little piece.
Fucking
Got a little
disgusting.
taste. Got a little taste. Alright, well, we know who the final bosses are. The good news is that once Sid forms Italy and takes their ideas, he's going to have impossible super everyone. And once I form Prussia, I'll also have impossible. We both have impossible super soldiers.
What's the does Tuscany get different ideas to Florence, or are they identical?
I think it's the same, it's just, I don't know, an extra tag they stuck in there for some reason.
The EU4 Tuscany. Well, does it say when you look at the option to form it? Does it say you get new ideas or no?
It says oh, I see. So, new traditions. No, it doesn't say that. It just says, I turn into Tuscany, increase centralization, I become a monarchy, and that's it.
Yeah, you don't get new ideas. They'll say new traditions. Right, will be always ambitions and traditions. Top that you get. Roll over Italy, right? It says roll over Italy. Do you see new ideas?
Yes.
Yeah, so you don't. Really, Germany does not have.
That's because every German miner has their own little special thing. You're supposed to like choose your path to form it.
Mach. Where the fuck is? Oh, I had never seen that before. Bribe's growing more accepted. It's such a fun event where it's like, hi, would you like a random 0.5 unexplained corruption? We've decided we just want to take a chunk of your treasury. Hope that's okay. I love this game, but I hate so much stupid. Our RNG system has decided you need to lose money. You guys see that Enrique mod that I shared in that group chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every country's heir is now Enrique. That shit fucking killed me, like actually. Gentlemen, I will be back in 6 or 7 minutes. On 2 speed, I think we should be. I'll be back very quickly. Okay? Alright, see you in a second.
Debating if I want to spend a bunch of points to up my legitimacy to avoid this stupid civil war or not. This feels like such a waste. Just spent like 600 mil to get legitimacy. Holy shit. It's painful. I like what Poland has done to Denmark. Very pleased. It's great news.
Completely wreck them. Well, Paris has fallen, and Pretender rebels are occupying Madrid, so,
But they need Toledo, don't they, to break free? Who's at war with Burgundy? Some unrelated conflict.
No, it's Burgundy attacked them directly for Reims.
I actually haven't left yet. 4 minutes. Or a minute.
They got Valois as well. Did they start with that, or,
Who?
I don't... No, they don't. They have Valois.
Who has that?
Valois. Burgundy has Valois.
Oh yeah,
What?
they're fucking up. They're fucking up.
It says here though it was annexed. So France started the game with it, but then it was annexed by Burgundy in 1455. That must have happened by event. I don't remember them having a war over that.
No, I think that was an event. No, I don't think I've ever played France in EU4.
This gets a bit boring, to be honest.
Yeah, I've not played France or the Ottomans, really.
I played the Ottomans once, but that was when I was trying to do the Mare Nostrum achievement and converted to Orthodox. Of course, converted myself to Orthodox, and then we got a patch and it ruined it, which was unfortunate. It was pretty close. You know, form the Roman Empire and own the entire Mediterranean coastline. But I've never played France. I don't think I've ever played the Ming Dynasty. Actually going now. Be back in 7 minutes. Maybe 8.
Pretenders have been occupying Gotland since the start of the game. It's just like, I'm just imagining like that's not it's not Denmark. It's like a whole other country where the guy is also claiming to be the king of Denmark.
Hey, look, it's Estonia. Estonia.
It's true, yeah. And Livonia, they both broke free. Very tempted to attack those guys, but I should fight the Danes first.
I've never seen those appear in EU4.
Yeah, they're kind of neat. Yeah.
Livonia next to the Livonian Order. Oh.
If I like leave Muscovy alive as like a weird rump state in the east, okay, bear with me. Will they use Siberian frontiers and like colonize everything, and I can just conquer it? Is this a reasonable plan? How does this sound?
How does Siberian frontiers work? Do they have it as in their ideas?
It's a unique like idea trait thing that only the Russians get. It's basically a colonist, but it has to be contiguous, and it's also free, and it also colonizes like exceptionally quickly. The issue is if I stay with Swedish ideas, I won't get that, which is kind of, I don't know, a necessity to colonize Siberia. So I'm debating. did Poland conquer this province in Denmark? Like, what? Why would they possibly do this?
Are the... I don't know if the, Italian ideas are actually better than the Tuscan ideas. I mean...
Well, everybody
The
goes
Tuscan
on
ideas
about the frickin' Italian ideas, and it's like, oh, you gotta pick the Italian ideas, they're the best, some of the best in the game. And I always, like, look at Milan or Florence, and I'm like, these are better. Like, it's just the way I feel about it. So, I don't know, I mean, you get really good infantry combat as the Italians, although allegedly, I don't know what Mach said 5 minutes ago, they nerfed that, I don't know if that's true or not. And you get insane improved relations as Italy. But, I don't know, like, Milan and Florence have some of the best in the game, in my opinion, so it's like, I don't know if it's really worth it, personally. It's just the way I feel. Certainly, if you're playing Venice or something, definitely want to swap to Italy's. Venice's ideas are freaking trash. Poor Finland. Helsinki doesn't get a potential center of trade modifier. Everyone else does now. They all get little level 1 cuts.
I don't know if Helsinki was actually that important, though. I mean, really. It got built up a lot by the Russians when they took over Finland, right? Because the traditional, like, center of life in Finland was in Turku in the west. And Helsinki was built up as, like, a way to sort of Russianize, or at least, like, you know, make it less Swedish, right? My MP has quit the Parliamentary Labour Party, you know.
She's left the Labour Party, so what does she join?
Yeah, he's left. No, he's quit. He's an independent now.
Oh.
7 Labour MPs quit earlier this week, and he's quit to join them as independents.
What are they quitting over?
The official reason is anti-Semitism, but my MP and all the MPs who have quit are like neoliberals, so that they're part of this sort of squabbling between the socialist and the liberal arms of the Labour Party.
Well, you guys, I mean, you're kind of turning into our shit system over there now, aren't you? Like
How do you mean?
Almost have like a shitty 2-party system like us.
It's been
Although
that way
you,
for.
although you guys have a bit more choice, I suppose, but not a whole lot more.
I mean, in this country, we used to have a two-party system. So, like in the 17th, in the 17th and 18th centuries, you voted for the Tories or the Whigs, right? Which was our two-party
Yeah.
system. And then in the 19th century, it all got upset because the socialists became a sort of political ideology, right? So then you could vote Conservative, who were the old Tories. You could vote Liberal, who were the old Whigs, or you could vote Labour, who were the Socialist Party. And it actually was like a freeway for a very long time
Yeah.
for the right-wing liberals went
the
to the
90s
Conservatives and the.
Neoliberal revolution.
No, the Liberal Party collapsed as a political force in the 1920s. Ever since then, they were the third party, right? They were like the and they've been slowly losing ground ever since, and they finally folded. Actually, only about 5 or 6 years ago, they got completely destroyed at the elections.
My
takes all.
congressman, I was looking up the other day, he just came out openly for Medicare for all, which is a very good thing. And apparently a lot of other Democrats are coming out for Medicare for all, so it's about damn time. Fucking cowards.
Most of the primary nominees.
Hmm?
Oh, most of the nominees in the primary are for Medicare for all.
I know, about goddamn time.
Who are you for in the primaries? You have a pick, Bernie?
Bernie,
You fully Bern?
fully Bernie.
I don't know. I think I'm Team Warren. I gotta be honest with you.
Passionately Bernie. You know, I'll be voting for her if she wins, but I'm just concerned that, the Sacagawea thing, and she made like $500,000 as a professor, she'll come off as like elitist. Even though her policies obviously are very pro-labor.
Elizabeth,
I just don't know if she would win the national.
is that Pocahontas?
Pocahontas,
What I like about her is she has very concrete policies, and not just the big, easy, like, I want Medicare for all, I'm not going to figure out how to pay for it. Like, her shit has substance, you know what I mean? And, like, she has smaller policies, too. Like, I was reading about her childcare policy, about subsidizing childcare, which is actually super important for a lot of families. That's a smaller policy, and the total cost, I think, for the analysis is like $70 billion, which is, less than half what what Trump gave away to rich people.
Yes.
And it has like a super high impact on like the American economy, on income inequality. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm gonna be watching this one with interest.
Me too.
Here's the opportunity now for America to respond to the powers that be who just fucking levied this disaster economically on us for 30 years. Now is the time to vote for, I don't want to say like a socialist or more socialistic candidate. But maybe they're just too fucking dumb. Maybe they're not gonna do it. I don't know. We'll see.
I think this is what people miss, right? Is the real swing vote at this point is the white Midwestern socialist working class. They wouldn't, if you asked them if they're socialists, they wouldn't say they were socialists. They'd say they're populists, maybe. But
well, that's why I'm so interested, because in the primary, Bernie carried all the, I don't want to say like the smart working class male vote, but that was his biggest core of support.
Right.
So if he wins the primary, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Will all these guys vote for a socialist over Trump? It's going to be a big change in America.
I think anyone who has good, there's a big appetite for populist economic leftism.
Yeah.
That wait, what? Sorry, 2 seconds. I'm not gonna do that because I'm just gonna add it. Like, there's a big appetite there that's not being met. And I think we'll see that change.
And then my other concern is Bernie does win, but then he dies. And then my concern is his vice will be like a social justice warrior,
Centrist.
but a complete shit on economics, and we're just going to be stuck fucking sitting here another fucking 10 years waiting for change. That's my second like worry that will happen.
I think if the Democrats elect an economic leftist, they'll win. I think the people who voted for Trump, who were looking, the same reasons that when he was elected, you and I both were like,
Yeah, no, it's true.
well, if he does what he says, that could be okay. We both made that thought. Like, maybe I don't believe he will, but if he actually follows through on the messaging he's putting out there, that'll be okay. I think there's a lot of people who voted for him who feel that way. And so I think if anyone can even remotely present that image, yeah, it's done, you know? If you want to buy...
Yeah, can you sell it?
Let me see. Let me ship it to you. Quickly doing there we go. I just need to get rid of my Monarch points. I don't have enough. Fuck, okay. Economic. I always have enough, fuck.
Hey.
What does it offer? Knowledge sharing, there we go. Enjoy the knowledge, fam.
Knowing is half the battle.
Truth.
Murder is the other half.
A fascist, right? Kill fascists.
Bash the fash.
Dude, I always have that feeling towards Antifa. It's always just like, you shouldn't punch people.
Kicks a dustbin over, a garbage bin in the street. Ah, there we go. Another victory over fascism.
No, but like in Berlin, it's real, right? Like, you can make jokes, but in Berlin, you have like alt-right marches, and you have like a pretty aggressive Antifa that goes, and there's just these big fucking riots with like punks punching skinheads, right? Like that's the, it's a pretty real thing where I am, and my feeling is always like, you shouldn't punch people who disagree with you, but also fuck fascists. So I'm like, don't do it, but I'm okay with it. What do you think, Manchester?
I don't know what I am. I don't identify with labels as much. I'm like
Well, I'm just talking about how do you feel about people punching fascists?
people punching each other. I don't know, because sometimes
No, punching fascists, not each other. Punching fascists specifically.
punching fascists.
But Mac, people are fascists. So if you punch a fascist, the people are punching each other, right?
No, fascists aren't people. All right, so continuing.
I don't know. It's like I don't know.
If some Antifa dude punches some skinhead who's talking about, you know,
I mean, I was watching, like on Vice News, the Charlottesville fucking, I was like the social justice warriors, and then the fucking dumb southern skinheads, like, and they're protesting against each other and hitting each other, and I was like, these guys are both fucking retarded. I don't know, but sometimes, you know, revolution, you need to use a little force sometimes. It is what it is.
I think I have to go to war with. I think I have to go to war with Bohemia. Oh, they're allied with Poland. Fuck.
Yeah, it's a bad
Yeah.
alliance. And then they get
Everyone
that scary,
is allied with
like,
everyone else.
like 666 ruler by event.
Literally, everyone on my border is allied with either Poland or Sweden. That's like an actual fact.
You probably want another strong ally if you can, because the Czechs might invade you. It's always a early game fear as Brandenburg.
Well, I
And
mean,
then they
with
just
with
go right in, they
Poland,
take Berlin, and you're fucked. So that's all you got.
with Poland, I should be okay. Maybe my play is honestly to go after Holstein.
See, the danger is if Poland ever is weakened, right, and like they won't honor the call because they always
Right.
honor it if if you're defending, but then the Czechs will take advantage of that. Just
Yeah, that's true.
keep that paranoia in mind because it'll keep you alive. Like I played a bunch of games with Brandenburg where it's like, oh, I'm doing well. Get attacked by like Bohemia randomly, just wipe my stack, take
Wiped off
Berlin,
the map.
game over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta think. Ansbach is a junior vassal now. But I also won't be able to integrate.
We can do 3-speed if you want. I'm just sitting here.
Sure. Maybe what I do is I break the alliance with Saxony and attack them, actually. That might be the way to go, to be honest.
Yeah, we have a marriage with them, and then you'll have a truce you have to wait on. And the AI always picks more allies once you break your alliance, don't they?
Yep. Well, what I could do, actually, I could attack Magdeburg. You're allied to them, but I'm sure you'll be. Oh, but then they're in the. Well, they're in the trade league with Lubeck. So then I attack Magdeburg, fight that trade league.
No, they would murder you.
Fuck me up. Yep.
Because they get 10k manpower like per OPM. So each one has like 8,000 standing army, so combined, so plus 5, right? That's 50,000.
Yeah, and I can't get Poland into it, so Poland dislikes me. What did I do to Poland?
Sometimes, like, I
Just-
wonder, like, if like the base 10k manpower, like 8k force limit is like really a reasonable thing. Maybe it's like too high. I don't know. It'd be kind of lame playing at OPM otherwise, but it's just kind of OPMs are much stronger than they should be because they all get like their free force
I
limit
need
and
2-speed
stuff.
for a second. To fix this
I don't know,
where
what
I
do you
don't
think?
have. Sorry. Yeah, but at the same time when you're playing an OPM, it's so
Yeah.
necessary. So, do I rival Sweden, Florence, Poland, Saxony, or Venice? I think I have to do Saxony. Unless you wanna, yeah, we can't beat up Poland.
Not yet. Not strong enough.
I have to try for Saxony. I know. See how this goes. They'll probably just ally with Bohemia now, though. Playing this dumb fucking game. Also, somehow my force limits went down when I inherited. Yeah, it's like half is Poland and half is Bohemia. Bohemia is probably out of allies at this point, though. Salzburg, Runeberg. Oh, I can ally Austria now. Perfect. Alright. That's very good for of me in alliance with Austria. I have so many fucking relations things. What should I do as a first tech for Brandenburg? Offensive? Offensive?
Offensive is a good starting army idea group. Yeah, I either go for offensive or quality. I mean, quality is sort of maybe a bit better, but a lot of the stuff in quality is for navies, so it kind of feels like
Defensive
Also,
is also.
The big one is the artillery combat ability, but that doesn't come in until later. So I'm kind of also like, I don't need that until like 1550, really.
Oh, Lithuania and Poland are no longer allied. Are no longer a thing.
How did they break up?
Oh yeah, I was looking at those pretender rebels. Yeah,
they just declared me.
They weren't competent enough to kill them.
Defensive is very good when you're fighting large AI enemies, but I don't know if I'm fighting large enough ones in this game. If I need to fuck with Ming or Ottomans, I will take defensive 100%.
Defensive, did you say?
Yep.
Well, the big thing defensive gives you is it gives you a morale. That's a big thing.
It gives you the morale. It also gives you the yearly army tradition, which means you can consistently get really. Because if you couple that with quality, you have +2 morale, and I think there's another one you can get that gives you morale decay, plus morale decay. So you end up with like consistently, like without going to war, your resting rate for army tradition is like 70, 75ish. So you get really good generals, and then you get the morale on your army, and then you also get the minus land attrition for yourself, and the attrition for enemies increased, and you get the fort defense. So the idea basically is if you have to fight a stronger, particularly AI, but even with players, stronger enemy, you have to be like a medium-sized country fighting a larger country. That's usually the context in which it's really good, because then you basically sit behind a fort line, you wait for them to siege forts, you fight them on your forts on bad terrain over and over, and you just completely drain their manpower, cripple them, and then you beat them. That's the reason I take defensive a lot. That's why I actually like defensive a lot. If I'm playing like Persia, that has to deal with Ottomans, or if I'm playing Southeast Asia, that's gonna have to deal with Ming or whatever, right? If I'm ever in a context where I have like decent terrain I can fight around, and I have a big enemy that I'm gonna have to deal with, I do defensive 100% of the time, because it's actually really good in those contexts. Sleeper pick.
Okay, nerd.
Yeah, sorry. I did a lot of Ironmans, like the last few months, or not for the last few months, but like in this year, I decided to do a bunch of Ironman campaigns, and I kind of figured out a bunch of sneaky little tactics that are pretty good. Oh shoot. Okay. Deal with that, I think. Biggest Lithuania's army. "35 force limits." Nothing really goes my way, huh? Interesting. Okay. If I attacked Magdeburg, well, they have Lubeck won't join their trade league right now. That's in the trade league. Oh, I can attack Holstein. We broke them off from Denmark. Manchester?
Yeah. It's
You
two
didn't tell me that.
provinces, so it's. I didn't know. It's two provinces, so it's not able to join the trade league either.
Yep. But that's perfect, because then I can attack that, and then I can also integrate Saxe-Lauenburg, and then I have a whole bunch of expansion I can do that avoids my encirclement of Bohemia and Poland. Lithuania now. That's excellent. Very good. Hope they don't get new allies. If I start a war in my vassal's territory, I won't go exiled, right? No. Hold on 2 seconds. Getting called into a war. Want provinces out of it. I want to claim them. Why is Lubeck not capitulating to their noble?
If only I had a good ruler. That would be great.
I have a pretty good heir. 522. Acceptable.
Like Russia's got twice my army right now, and he's got way more monarch points. Although he doesn't have institutions, I suppose. So all his tech and stuff does cost more. Maybe we will be able to catch up with him.
If Poland is cool and actually gives me some. drawing me into their fucking wars.
And Austria get the free union over Hungary. Didn't have to war with them for it.
Hey, I got a province. Got a province. Province. Damn. They decided to give me Magdeburg and not Quebec. I guess I probably would have had a issue there. But
Coalition.
that's just probably why they decided not to do that. Still though, would have been nice, huh? Well, let's attack Holstein. War is done.
Sweden is so horribly, painfully poor.
I feel that.
It's not a good time.
I can relate. 100% I can relate. I am at a regency council for the next 10 years or whatever. I like that in 1474, Berlin is a bigger city than Milan.
Oh, Poland's at war with Bohemia? Oh no, he called them in. Okay, never mind.
I'm in this war too. So I got Magdeburg.
Me too. We're all in it.
We're in it together, friends. The good news is the Lubeck Trade League is going to be dog shit. Dog shit. That'd be fucking dog shit. That'd be a hot fucking pile of garbage. Decided to attack Holstein. This is my way in.
I gained 0 favors. They're on to me. So I just sort of sat there. My maintenance down.
I got 9 favors. I got 9 favors. Poland. You don't even trust me, Poland, after everything I've fucking done for you? 20 favors? What the fuck, Poland? You're just mad because I want fucking Emil? Clearly German land, Poland. Seconds? All right. 10 years of peace.
I have a single copper province that's actually like almost worth something. It almost provides me with an income.
Sweden is almost rich.
This one copper province is like worth the next 10 combined. Wow.
Look at you, though. You're big.
True,
I have a
but
hard time.
it's all shit land,
All
isn't
shit.
it? Yeah.
Yes, it is. I have a hard time dealing with the fact that, a really hard time dealing with the fact that Poland owns a piece of Skåne.
True. It's an odd one.
Unacceptable. We are going to have to kill them at some point. Not yet, because they've got a big army. But eventually. Glad I have Austria as a friend. Austria is the best friend to have in the Empire.
He's got a Hungary beat stick now too. Just carry
Yeah,
you
why
through
can't
your
I-
wars.
Wait. What's happening with Austria? Illegal heir at age 60?
Oh, Hohenzollern. There we go.
Yeah, but
There we go.
he won't be the emperor. He won't be the emperor, though. I need him to be the emperor.
Well, if you're
Very
lucky, you're gonna
important to me.
install your dynasty in there, and then you'll get Austria-Hungary as a PU eventually.
I vote for myself?
This guy, the Austrian ruler, lives a really long time. He's like it's a hidden trait. He's got a very long life trait.
Why can't I vote for myself either?
Are you female?
I'm
Your
I'm
regency is why. Yeah.
I'll change my vote to myself. Holstein hasn't made new friends? Yeah. Don't make. Lubeck, you know who has no friends is Lubeck. Oh.
Oh yeah, he lost his league, did he? Yeah, I guess he did.
And he also apparently, like, I don't have a truce with him somehow. That's because we just were at war.
So here's the next problem. Do you have the infamy for this? This is great if you have 0 infamy.
I have
Oh, it's still kind of high.
minus 14. Minus 14.
I mean, you could attack him now and just sit on it and like take the
Wait.
thingy, the call for peace thing, until you're at 0 and then annex. Or I don't know if
Well,
vassal is
he's
cheaper.
17
Vassal and then
dev.
integrate.
He's 17 dev. I know Hamburg, if you attack directly, is a free city at 20 dev is 43. Lubeck have free city status?
Oh, actually, yeah, you may want to do it because it's going to become a free city eventually, and then it'll be protected by Austria.
I still have to wait for my Regency Council for 3 years anyway, so.
I mean, obviously, like, why should you just be able to do stuff when you want to?
Yeah, no, that would be way too much fun. Game is not about having fun, it's about waiting and occasionally doing something exciting, but then mostly waiting. Very realistic that way, you know? I also have a bunch of corruption somehow that I literally have no idea how I got.
Event.
Sure.
Oh, you got Magdeburg though. That can be quite difficult to grab sometimes.
Yeah, I know, I got it through the last war, through a league war. Poland gave it to me, the good guys that they are.
Noble plot, lose one stability.
Don't you love having no say in it either? I love the fun and dynamic gameplay with meaningful decisions. You know what I mean?
Just one option, it's like, uh-oh.
You can either lose one stability or lose one stability. So meaningful and so deep. The strategic thought that goes behind my decisions. I hate how much I love this game.
Feels like I'm playing Snakes and Ladders. It's like, oh, I landed on a ladder. Down I go.
I really hate how much I love this game though, because it's such a dumb game in so many ways, but I love it so much. Okay, you know, a couple more years of really exciting Regency councils. Braunschweig wants to be my friend. Suddenly. Lubeck has rebuilt their trade league, but it's just Hesse. Hesse is manageable. Have they announced the next EU4 patch? Update?
I don't think so.
I don't.
Golden Century was a while ago, wasn't it?
It was a couple of months ago.
Yeah, because usually they're on like a 2 to 3 month basis, and this is December 10th, so it's 2.5 months ago. You guys are there, right?
Yep.
I had like a timeout on the website.
Yep. Trade league disbanded, apparently.
Excellent. 2 more years. No? Gotta keep waiting.
My entire
what-
economy is actually 2 cities, Stockholm and this Copper Province.
What is the Copper Province?
Copper Province is like 19 dev and Stockholm is like 20.
What is the name of the Copper Province?
Dalaskogen. Probably butchering the
What?
pronunciation.
One more time?
Dalaskogen. It's like in the middle.
Gets a little modifier because there was a huge
Oh,
copper
that was
mine.
cool.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that's there. I would have nothing otherwise.
Yeah, at Good.
It's actually it's like it was like a meteorite that was basically made out of copper, smacked into the earth there. Yeah, it's really Oh no! Fuck you, Milan.
That's that good shit. That's a classico right there.
You
I'm
know,
actually
that's
looking at the.
that's what happens when you play as Florence, isn't it? Rivaled
I'm
by the
actually
Pope.
looking. I'm actually looking at the reform now that reduces the election term by 1. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Do it. No, do it. That's the great one. That's the one you should always take. You should
Yeah.
always take that one. The one that like shortens the election cycle, right? So you get elected more often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. Having played many republics, I can guide you through these decisions, and I will tell you that that is correct. 100%. 100%. 100%.
Let's see. I can have national unrest -1 or -10% institution impressment cost. That's a toughie. That really is tough. I don't know which one to pick.
I'm guessing. Now, I could be wrong. We're gonna go with the embracement cost. Just sounds so vastly superior. Give me the juice. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You're so close. I believe in you. Why are you declaring war against Denmark, Poland? What the fuck?
No one knows why, but the King of Poland just wants to destroy Denmark this game.
And I'm getting pulled into every single one
We're
of
not
these
sure
dumb,
why.
shitty wars.
No one knows.
That's like, I got
He's-
one.
He's got a claim on Saarland.
He does, yeah.
Zeeland, yeah. Zeeland? Shit.
Poles
Oh,
will
I need
rule
I
in
need that isle.
Copenhagen. Does he have a fleet? No, he has
I've
none.
done some research, and the historical records show the King of Poland is the rightful heir to Copenhagen.
That's his war goal. I don't see how this is going to be a thing, though. He's not going to be able to get on the island.
No, he has naval superiority. He is.
Oh, he does. Mecklenburg has delivered.
Yeah. And
Mighty Mecklenburger
the mighty
fleet.
fleet of
Yeah.
Brandenburg is
Yeah.
joining. Between the two of us,
Yeah.
nothing can stop us. Where do I have unrest? Magdeburg? Shut up. Magdeburg? Shut the fuck up. I can put it down with my army. Let's find out. That would be great. Hey. Down that shit. How do I see, when was he born? Can you tell me when he was born?
Who?
My heir.
You've got one more year until he rules.
I know, but I want to know what the exact date is, right? So then I can get my armies in
No,
position.
doesn't
Declare war.
tell you. No. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
there, now he's done it. It's fine.
Oh.
He's the king now. It's already decided. Time to take Lubeck. Time to take Lubeck. Where's Nuremberg? Not Nuremberg, but Nuremberg. How annoying is it? They have a pretty important city named Nuremberg and another pretty important city named Nuremberg. Oh, the Pope is mad at me.
Well, Nuremberg is the country owning Nuremberg. I think it's just a colloquial.
No, they are two different cities. That's actually really weird. Why is that happening?
Are you serious? It's two
Yeah,
different.
I'm serious.
Are they like right next to each other?
Well, Well, so one is Nuremberg, which is where the trials happened. Wait, am I wrong? Or is Nuremberg? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe. Oh, I'm wrong. You're right. Wow, what the fuck? So I always thought they were different. So the English word for Nuremberg is Nuremberg,
Mm-hmm. Right.
but in English you call it the Nürnbergring, like the racetrack. You call it the Nuremberg trials. So because the trials were called after Nuremberg and the ring was called after Nürnberg, right? Like the racetrack. I assumed they were two different cities. They are the same city. That's very annoying. But why are we not consistent in English? Why do we either call it by the German name for the racetrack and the English name for the trials? What is wrong with us? We're the worst.
I might take Gotland. Poland is doing this war. Might be a good opportunity.
Do it. Scotland? We lost control of the navy somehow, which I don't know how we then had control of the navy
Gotland.
but we were able
It's the
to.
homeland of the Goths. Whatever happened to the Goths? They just got assimilated by everyone, didn't they?
Yep.
So if you're like
Well, they hung out-
Spanish, you're part Gothic, I guess, if you go back far
They
enough.
hung out in Theodoro for a while.
It's true. There were Goths there. Well, I suppose if
There was
you're
a time-
Italian, you must be part Gothic as well, right? Because they took over Italy and then just sort of went away, didn't they?
There was a
Right?
time during the Peace of Westphalia where the Swedish delegation met the Spanish delegation, and the Spanish said, "Oh well, we're actually more Gothic than you because our
Right.
Goths left Gothia and went to conquer Spain, right? And that was their like we're actually more Nordic than you are."
Oh no, are they gonna beat me because they have one big ship? Is this gonna be a thing?
That might be a thing.
Well, how the hell have Poland gotten on this island?
Well, so for some reason the
What is-
navy just wasn't there. I'm serious, the navy just wasn't there at some point, and no one knows why.
This is... Well, I wouldn't have made Gotland my war goal if I had known this. I'm very annoyed. I just lost
Sorry,
like
buddy.
9 Swedes to the Baltic over that as well. Wow. That's so dumb. So they have a fleet large enough to keep them off Copenhagen. But no, they kept them on Gotland just to fuck with Sweden. Wow.
Yep.
What a great experience. Alright, let me build
Gameplay.
a single big ship, okay?
Build two. Be safe.
Yeah, you're
Build
probably
two.
right. Oh, it's fucking 100 gold though. I want to pay
Um,
100 gold. Yeah, I'll build 2, you're right, because I'm gonna just get really mad when I lose again. I'm
Yes,
just gonna
exactly.
suck it up and
yeah,
play.
suck it up and build two. You know it is true.
Thanks, Darth.
Just no worries. Looking out for you. I'm looking out for number one. Alright. Fuck these bitches. Fuck these hoes. Fuck these hoes. I'm gonna build a Brandenburgian big ship. Flagship of the Great Fleet of Brandenburg.
Oh, I was like, what? Norway? It's like, I only have 88 war score, and I was like, I totally forgot Iceland was the thing
Yeah,
that they own.
and also the Falklands. Not the Falklands. The
The
Faroe.
Faroe Islands. Egyptians
Not the
live there.
Falklands. Different conversation there. Alright, Nürnberg. I'll fuck you up. Yeah, I can take Lubeck, no problem. Easy. Easy. Beautiful. Integrate Lamberg. Get Marchen and Hamburg and fuck. Go around, you know? They want to encircle me? Just go around.
Do I want Iceland as a vassal? I don't know if I really do. Seems like a liability.
Kinda cool though. It'll help you with colonizing. You're into that.
I don't know if that's useful because I'm giving you the thingy though.
Quebec?
Yeah.
You could take Scotland and Ireland and push it all into the North Sea. That could be your new tactic, is you do Scandinavia, Scotland, Ireland, push all the New World in the North Sea. Actually, though. Sort of a weird setup, but why not? Yeah. Good, I'm so glad they're just giving pointlessly in Berlin. That's awesome. It was cool the way the AI saw that I was coming and decided to react to it. I thought that was really awesome. Like, even though I was out
That's
of
my favorite thing
vision.
about this game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I have to move now or he'll catch me, even though I have no way of seeing him.
When they like hide their armies behind the fog of war, and then just sit there, and then when you walk away, come back, because they immediately know when you're not there. It's really dumb. It's very dumb.
So cool. It's like, it's a lot of fun. It's immersive. That's the word I was looking for. Hey! I took Lubeck. I took... Oh, the Palatinate is the Emperor? Fuck you, Palatinate. I don't give a shit what you think. Hello, Hohenzollern on the Austrian throne. I love it.
Hey, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. I'm into it. Also into owning Lubeck. There's good things happening. Yes, good things happening. Yeah. Which bad boy have I got? Minus 21. Not even that bad, to be honest. Is yeah, and Schleswig, part of Holstein.
The Swedish Navy has defeated Denmark.
Defeated Denmark. Yeah. Yeah, the Swedish Navy.
You know, Willie on The Simpsons originally was supposed to be Swedish.
What happened? They
And
couldn't
then,
do the accent.
the voice just like was like too low energy for them. Yeah, like the groundskeeper Willie.
Really?
So they made him
So they
Scottish.
changed it to Scottish, yeah. That's funny, I didn't know that. Yeah. I've known a lot of Swedes in my day. They're an alright bunch. I find the Danes very weird, but I like the Swedes a lot.
They're what?
But I find the Danes very weird, but I like the Swedes a lot. No one is quite as loud and hard drinking as the Dutch, but well, like hard drinking and not in a stupid way. The English are hard drinking in a stupid way that no one can match. Only the English would tell you a story about how they had a night out and someone lost some teeth, and I'm like, is that fun? See, even Sid just mumbles, acknowledging this fact of the world. I'm still so weak.
Because I know the people who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Go out,
exactly.
spend £200 drinking shitty cocktails at a shitty nightclub and then get their teeth smashed out and then brag about it the next day.
Yes, exactly. It's a very English thing now. That sort of shenanigans. Austrian conquest of a free city. Interesting. I guess the Palatinate is weak.
He's like, I'm not the emperor anymore. Eat shit. I don't have to protect you. Just gets all up in like the free city's face. You motherfucking cunt.
You useless sacks of dog shit. Ain't no one got time for what the fuck?
Thought
Why
I
is the
cared
whole
about
army
you.
here? Why is the whole army here? What the fuck? The
You
whole
joined his
army
war, you fool.
has
You
this-
fool.
has this- Of course, I want him as my ally, but he's decided that the whole army should march to fucking Lubeck. Like Lubeck is where the fucking future of this war is. This is a dumb game. Fucking AI. Oh yeah. All right. Lubeck, I'm on it. Of course. They have 30,000 soldiers in the south. They could actually defend against Austria. Why did they send half their army to Lubeck?
They're like, no, the Austrians are too strong. Let's go invade Berlin instead.
Yeah. No, we have an army that can actually stand up to the Austrian army, but no, let's send everyone north instead. I think this is the way forward. This is how we get out of this particular predicament. Beach. Russian war cry, right?
Russian war crimes. Hey.
Hey. Oh no, there's the rest of the army. Now that I went to go and engage one of their divisions, the rest of the army decided to show up. And wait, I just retreated. Why are they allowed to do this? Game is ridiculous sometimes, to be honest. Meanwhile, the Austrian army is doing what again? Oh, they're just hanging out, right? Of course. Oh, this stupid fucking game. I lost all these fucking soldiers for no
Like
reason.
all of Brandenburg is just on fire now. A generation of men have lost their lives.
At the same time, all of the Palatinate is being besieged by the Austrian forces who are literally having tea as they do it. But the Palatinate has known their only option is to march into Brandenburg and make their case.
It's the Tyrells outside of Storm's Landing.
Pretty much.
Just having a feast, just sitting around. Your Stannis inside, just like eating rats. Like, oh, when will Robert get here?
I wish that fat cunt would write his 6th book. Before he dies of diabetes or whatever the fuck it is.
He does occasionally do a reading. He goes to like Dragon Con or Comic Con like once a year, and he like reads another page that he's written. And I think it actually is like he's writing a page every year.
I don't know. I don't think he really has an end in mind. I think he's he gotten too deep myself. Just came up with a great beginning. It was like, oh fuck, how to end this? I do have some hope though, because I was watching like not watching, I was reading like an interview he gave, and he was talking about like people's responses to the show, like the season that came like after he had written stuff, and I think he was specifically referring to the Stannis Shireen thing, and he was like, it like gave me hope because he was like, oh, you know, that was originally what I was gonna do in the book, but now he was like, I might change my mind, so maybe the one true king will of course he's not gonna reign.
I love how you have such a love for Stannis. I love how Stannis is just your boy. You're like, Stannis, the grumpy fucking angry old man who's a dick to everyone. That's who Manchester's like, this is the future. If the grumpy dick doesn't win, I will not be happy with the series.
But realistically, that is who would win, isn't it? Isn't it, though?
Is it? Is it?
The fucking realistic pragmatist,
yeah, the man who
hard
lacks
ruler.
any diplomacy at all and cannot make any allies, but has no real economic or military base of support.
True. It's a good point.
Yeah, that's the guy who would just default to victory.
Good point.
The guy who's like, no, I'm not going to make any concessions because obviously I should win. Who lacks any pragmatism whatsoever in terms of his own status. He would win. He would win if he did control a solid base of support and like had allies who shared his perspective.
Yeah,
then I would agree with you 100%.
He doesn't own
But
any
his
real land or have any real.
His fatal
military.
flaw,
Yeah.
exactly, is that he doesn't have the coalition he needs to act the way he does. That's the whole issue with the character.
Good thoughts.
This should just be a one war. I don't know why this is such a clusterfuck. Like Austria, the AI. It's like somehow when you have the AI, the AI is the AI you're allied with is worse at leading armies than the AI that you're fighting. I don't know why. Every time though, it's like an even match, and the AI that you're allied with is like, "Oh, I'm just gonna jerk off a bit," and I'm like, "What? Should we win? No." Oh, sorry, bro. Too busy jerking off. You have peace? Oh, I can just peace out. Brilliant. Perfect. Problem solved.
But I like the Lannisters as well. Although Death of Tywin is not anyone left to root for, really. But
Yeah,
I do
Tywin
like
was
the
the only decent
I
one.
do like the Baratheons because I've got like an angry working class, like justice anger thing. They just help me work through that. Still don't have a single idea. So I'm behind in tech and everything still.
I have one, so get fucked. Ooh, I like that.
Wow, it would be nice if Poland like didn't conquer these provinces I want, like a fucking dick.
I know. But you can grab the rest of it, and we will work together to kill Poland.
Is Holstein in the HRE? They must be, right? Yeah, he's protected.
I'm attacking Holstein in a second. Like literally, like my next action now is to attack Holstein. I hope I don't lose the battle. Am I over force limits now? Of course. Oh, yeah, you annexed a vassal, but you don't get nearly manpower. Of course.
Yeah, it actually weakens you. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's the
So
mechanic of the
weird.
game. The vassal usually provides more armies than
Well, I'm going to
integrating.
2-speed for this war. Fuck.
Careful, it's a lot of shit. It's like 30,000,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But I can wipe Lüneburg off the jump, and then yep, there we go. And I have Mecklenburg is in the mix, so. Oh, but Mecklenburg is going to occupy the provinces I actually want to take. This dumb game. Sorry, Sweden.
Oh no, it was a great power. Not anymore. Austria's eclipsed me. Oh, how do I have comparable development to Austria? It's surprising. Is he supposed to get half his unions?
Get from being the emperor.
Yeah. Well, he gets half his unions development, but I guess, yeah.
Hungary's not that
I
strong.
don't know.
Hungary's not that strong, playboy. Hungary's not that strong. Ungarn.
I like how every country in the world calls it Hungary after the Huns, but the Germans actually know like who they actually are. The Ungari, which was like another wave of invaders that came after that were completely not the Huns. Germans
this is
are like,
interesting. This is something I'm learning. I didn't know that.
Germans are like, we know who you are.
we know who you are. You're not the
We
Huns.
know what
You're not
shit
related
you're on
to
about.
them.
I know you want to think you're a Hun, but you ain't a fucking Hun. You're an Ungarn.
I like in our CK2 game where they migrated up to Moscow and then they settled down in Moscow. I guess that's Hungary now.
Yeah,
What, the
is Mach in
Ungarn,
that?
or-
You're not in that, are you?
I did a bit. I did last week, right? I played,
In the
Did I-
769 start, they start off in the Ukraine as like steppe nomads, and then what happens is that they will go, and if they get to a tribal area, they settle down and rename the kingdom to Hungary, right? And they went up to Moscow instead.
Yeah.
And they're
Fascinating, isn't it? I'm still fascinated by it,
the
personally.
Ungarn, though, you're talking about, right?
No.
the Magyar,
They took
No,
over
the Magyar.
Moscow.
The Magyar and Ungarn, what's the difference then?
Well, the Huns were from like the 5th century. And the Huns
Right,
like
I know
disappeared.
that.
Like we don't know. Like they got, after Attila died,
Assimilated. They
they
assimilated all the other
disintegrated
shit
and
that
got
was there.
assimilated. But the Magyars, who are called the Ungari, which means I forget what it is derived from. Like they came in the 900s. They migrated over, totally different
Right.
people.
Yeah.
So the name the Germans give, Ungarn, it's not derived from the Huns. It just like recognizes that they're a distinct ethnicity.
Yeah. Alright. I'm with it. Okay, I can go
Allegedly,
3-speed actually. I don't know why.
The CKs in Transylvania are the descendants of the Huns, but that's yet to be proved. Like we don't really know.
Like Louis C.K.
Like Louis CK, yeah.
Alright, cool. Got it.
It's spelled very different from that, but that's how it's pronounced.
I know, I was being clever, being smart, if you will. I was being smart. Oh shit, I just got a general with 100 tradition. And he sucks ass. I literally spent 25 prestige and 25 legitimacy on a 4-3-1-0. That is the worst roll you can get on a 100 prestige tradition general that you can get. Literally the worst.
At least you got
This
3 shock.
game.
Could be worse. Could have been
I
like
already
all
have a
fire
3 shock.
in 1400.
I already have a 3 shock.
At least it wasn't all fire.
He's-
At least it wasn't all fire.
he's-
I don't think you played. You should appreciate what you got here.
No,
You don't.
no,
You don't.
No.
You're not a masochist enough.
On an 8 to 16 roll. What?
My Republican tradition went low enough that I've ended up with a dictator.
Well, you should have been more careful about that.
Yeah, pay to increase it.
Oh,
with,
actually, this is not
thingy.
bad. I like this.
Dictator is actually really good, but eventually it slips down into a kingdom. But you want to be a kingdom anyway, for absolutism by mid-game, so It's all good.
Or can't you invest in more Republican tradition and get out of it, or no?
Yeah, just spend 100
Maybe.
per, and you can go back up. And then if
No,
you
just
die,
go
if
back
you're
up.
like white, it goes back to a republic. It's really
Yeah.
fiddly. Like it's extremely fucking fiddly. There's actually a
What's
bug,
extremely fiddly?
like the dictatorship event chain. When we did that other game and I was Venice, I became a dictator, and when you die with low tradition, you're supposed to become a monarchy. But here's like a bug, right? If you click the button before the month ticks over, you actually stay a dictatorship. But if you click on the button after the month ticks over, what am I saying? You stay like a dictatorship.
I like the "what am I saying" interjection.
Yeah,
Just right in the middle of that.
I can't keep it.
Like,
It's
you're just like, you're on a pretty coherent role, and then you're just like, what am I saying? Like, no, this all makes sense so far. I don't know if this is a "what am I saying" situation. I think you're still making sense. I don't. What am I saying? The Turk wants access from me.
But anyway, the point is, when you die, you're gonna get an event, and if you click on the button before the month ticks over, you will stay a dictatorship. If the month ticks over, you become a monarchy. Like, that's the bug, so it's very fiddly. And then you're supposed to be able to go back to elections if your thing is high enough, but that's fiddly too, so just be aware. That was the point I was trying to get at.
Why am I a fucking duchy now? Oh, god fucking damn it. Oh well.
At least you're a good ruler, and you're very, just be zen, Sid, okay?
Manchester to Sid, just be zen. Like the pot calling the kettle black.
You seen what his dynasty is, though.
No, what is it?
I don't even know what
That was the joke.
That's good. Alright, I don't know how an Italian gets the last name Zen, but yeah, that is a good joke. I take it. I buy it.
Hey.
I'm into it. I'm into it. Just be Zen. That's funny. Holy shit, that's funny. Okay, I can't take that.
Oh my god, a giant noble revolt. Fuck these guys. What fucking assholes. These fucking pieces of shit. Revolting against me.
After everything I've done for you.
Everything. After all the lands I seized from you.
Okay, well then maybe it makes some sense now.
It's a big fucking revolution. I don't know if you can see. Holy shit.
Well, did you seize a bunch of lands from them?
Yeah, but they owned all the good land. I mean,
Such
it
a
was
typical Manchester thing. Like, I'm gonna do some ridiculous shit and then get really mad when the obvious consequences slap me in the face. Like, this dumb game. What do you mean I can't annex 36 provinces? Fuck you. This stupid game. What do you mean I can't take... Well, it's a fine revolt. You just split your army up and just knock out all these little stacks. Not a bad revolt at all. You're fine. If they were all in one stack, I'd be like, dude, you're fucked. I don't know why you're using your entire army to deal with each of these stacks. Split it in half and then deal with the stacks like that.
I'm so glad I allied you so you can armchair general me.
Sometimes you need it.
I value your input.
I value your person. Isn't that sweet? Wait, do your soldiers suck?
They're okay. I've got 20% infantry combat from
And
the
you can
beginning.
detach a siege and go up to Varmland, so you get them both done at once. It is Colan. Helsingland. Ah, there it is. Helsingland. Do you see that? Yeah, you even have soldiers. You can just do it. Perfect. And the good news is they're sieging in like Lapland and fucking Finland. So provinces that don't mean anything. I can't take Braunschweig. Take Braunschweig und Holstein. Fine. Taking Holstein. Gonna end your alliance with. I fucked that consort of the people.
It's okay. Everything is fine now.
Fine, everything fine, whatever.
It's just a small demonstration that the nobility made against the government. That's all.
Yeah, they wanted to make a point, and that's okay. So never gotta make a point. So that everything is great. Force limits are still 19. Fine. Power. Dog shit. Why does Austria have a civil war? Austria, put together. You have a Hohenzollern on the throne. Ferdinand Wenzel. Yes, his name sounds like Weasel. But nonetheless, the perfectly legitimate emperor.
Oh no.
Or
Can you pause it? I'm like lagging severely for some reason.
oh,
I don't know why.
You are lagging severely. You are lagging.
I tried to like change my army maintenance and then just everything went wrong.
You are lagging by like 3 months. We're in April. Weird how time is relative, huh?
Time and space.
I don't know what the game is doing. It says April 17th, but then when I mouse over it says I'm in January. Also I
Yeah, I
can't...
see you in January as well.
Oop. Also I can't change my maintenance slider. It's like the game, like whenever I move it, it like pushes it back to where it was. Like, fuck you, you're not changing your maintenance.
Does it say
This was what caused this problem in the first place.
Do you want to save? And then should I save and rehost? Do we have hot join on?
Let me hot join back. Let's try that. Oh wait. Ooh, hold on.
Huh? There's slider moving? I still see you in
No,
January
it's weird and
30th.
fiddly.
Alright, maybe you're like out of sync, but it hasn't realized it.
I'll be right back in a